I am very excited that all over this country there's a lot of enthusiasm for this campaign. It is going to be a tough road. We are taking on establishment politics, we're taking on establishment economics. We are going to be outspent.
Thank you for supporting Bernie. We appreciate it.
The truth is, this campaign will be one based on the very hard work that many tens of thousands of volunteers are performing from one end of this country to the other. So it's very easy to talk to people who agree with you.
Right.
Not so easy to talk to people who don't agree with you. Because that's what our job is. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But that's called democracy.
You had some preconceived ideas and then something shifted you about. So what we want to do is talk about how that shift happened, because you had originally said, how can I not vote for a first female person who's running for president? But something happened. So tell me about that.
Well, I had been a feminist all my adult life, and I have two young adult daughters. And back in '08, I thought I would vote for Hillary, and Obama came along. I saw him live, and I was electrified by being part of that movement. And this time around, I thought, well, I'll probably vote for Hillary this time. And then Bernie really came up out of nowhere. And I had known about him for several years. But when he started articulating his platform, just point by point by point, was in alignment with my ideals. So it was a slam dunk. And then when I started hearing about grassroots movements, which is also right up my alley, I got involved. So that's what happened.
Was there anything particular that turned you? He has a lot of positions and a lot of pieces of his platform that, are progressive. Is there anything particular that just resonated with you that turned you around?
I had been saying for several years that Citizens United was a travesty. And he led with that. So that got my attention right away. And his messaging is so consistent, and his idea formulation is so thorough. And everybody knows what he stands for. And the track record. 50 years as a public servant, saying the same things today that he said way back in the day. That's just, I've never seen a candidate like that in my life. So.
What this campaign is about is all of us standing together, getting involved. It is about a political revolution. It is about cultural changes in the way we do politics in America. But we are fighting for these kids right here, for their future. And we have an enormous responsibility to make that future a bright future.
Casey, really interesting story you told earlier about the fact that, if I'm not mistaken, you're 50 years old, you've never voted, and you are now compelled to get active. Tell me how come.
Well, I used to own 3 Italian restaurants in Las Vegas, and I just never, my beliefs in a candidate just never came along in the 50 years that watching the news or that type of thing. So when Bernie came along, he had a great message.
You had said something about that it all sounded the same for all those years, and somehow this didn't sound the same. The politicians, the whole political...
Well, for me, I owned restaurants, and we ended up losing our restaurants with Wall Street. When the housing market hit, and then Wall Street hit, nobody had any money, and we ended up losing our restaurants. What was funny is that then you turned around and you saw the people in Wall Street when they got, it's like they gambled everybody's money away and then turned around and got a refund from the government. And you go, well, in our family business, we didn't get a redo. And so to have someone like, Bernie Sanders come along, for me, he represents the people. And Bernie also is against the establishment. I mean, the establishment has stolen money for years, and finally we have an opportunity for someone to represent us. I mean, Wall Street, they got a second chance. Did any of us that, lost our houses, did we get any money? And we certainly didn't go to Vegas, and we didn't spend it.
So what would you say to perhaps another 50-year-old who hasn't yet registered to vote? What would you say to him or to her?
I would say this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. If you're ever going to vote, this is that one opportunity for you to be heard.